Is Mungai Eve losing her touch when it comes to interviews? Fans seem to think so after her recent conversation with Lydia Wanjiru. Instead of hearing Lydia's story, viewers were met with constant interruptions as Eve shifted the spotlight onto herself. The backlash has been swift, with many accusing her of unprofessionalism yet again. Let's break down what went wrong in this controversial interview. This interview, just like every other interview, had an introduction, and we know in an introduction the host introduces her channel or her platform and then introduces her guest. Now in her introduction, 1 minute or so into it, Eve Mungai was already talking about how she has been receiving criticism online, especially from her male critics, just because she gave out her opinion, further saying how she will not refrain from giving her opinion and so on and so forth.
Is talking, munasemanga tu nini kama mimi sasa mnanipiga mawe just because I gave out my opinion.
Then she finally gets into introducing her guest, and right after introducing her, she goes back into her stories about her ex, how genuine she is, how she deals with trolls online, and many other things about her. And this sort of goes on for the first 12 minutes of the video.
Kama mimi aliwahi tabiri about relationship nilikuanga, but hiyo relationship from 2025, msiwahi nitajia hiyo relationship. If you feel like I'm a bad person and you've not experienced me, that's your problem. Yeah. If you want to judge me from something that someone has done online ama kitu umeona, that's your problem. People who experience me as a
The conversation is literally about Mungai Eve, and as a viewer, you start thinking, okay, when do I get to hear Lydia's story? When will you really start interviewing Lydia? This is something that not only the fans had in mind, but Lydia also felt the same way. At the 15th minute, Lydia, of course, in a good manner, tells Eve it's about time we start the interview.
Like, can you go concentrate on the account you stole from me?
Eve, the interview.
Of course, after this, Eve then switches to the interview and they dive into a conversation, and Lydia starts telling us her story. And of course, as a fan, we are listening, we are on to Lydia's story because it's what the video promises and it's what we are here for, right? But then Lydia gets to a point where she's giving us a very sensitive story, her story about how she was sexually violated by her uncle. This again is a very sensitive story, but I want you to watch what happens right after she shares this.
So he raped me.
What do you mean? Wait, your uncle?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
I was in class 7.
What do you mean?
Immediately class 7. So I don't know.
You were scared goosebumps.
Kwa nini?
Okay, mimi the idea hadi mtu unajua kuna kuangani juzi nimeona ukisema venye ulienda club afu mtu akakushika. Una venye mimi uvaa. I get people who think they can touch or hey unakaa poa nini. By the way, do you know even mimi mtu akinifanyanga unakaa poa nini? Nitakupasha. That is harassment. Na mimi hata spashing vitu ati nikutusi. Namulizanga bro, do you know you are harassing me? That's harassment.
But sema kwamba unakaa poa ama?
Nasema wale ukubu.
Wale wa bike calling.
In a professional interview, this is something you would rarely see because you expect the interviewer to be more focused on the interviewee and on what they are trying to put across. If an interviewee is giving a story, and especially a sensitive story about themselves, this is definitely not the reaction you are expecting. And as you can imagine, her fans were swift to criticize her and correct her. Someone is talking about something sensitive, rape, and Eve quickly starts telling us about vile anava, zero professionalism, I'm done. I truly like Lydia. She's always calm and collected, but Madam Eve, I thought you were an interviewer, but the show is about you, Allah. Eve, are you the interviewer or interviewee? You talk more than your guests nowadays. Guys, ama from now tupe Eve jina ingine tumuitange hata mimi cause yo. And if you actually watched this interview, these are words you were likely to hear. Hata mimi, like me, even me, and you would come across these words so many times. Now, Eve has already responded to people criticizing her about her unprofessionalism, and this is what she had to say about it.
I won't pull down the video. I won't do anything about it.
Maybe you can also put down a comment in the comment section and let me know what are your thoughts on these after seeing those few seconds of this interview. What are your thoughts and views on it? Kindly comment down below and always keep it here on BNN for more updates.